Yo, what up, guys? Welcome to the Double Dusted Discussion. Your boy, this house about, holding it down with Big Lynch. We got Donnie back on the ones and twos. That's the guy in the mask over there, guys. If you're listening and you can't see, there's one of us has a mask on.
I want to tell you, I had a pretty interesting topic come across my desk.
Oh, it have anything to do with a CEO?
You know what it involved? It went deeper than just CEOs. It involved Big Pharma and Big Food.
Real quick,
also.
Real quick to everyone listening, if you
The
guys
entire
don't know,
C-suite.
Big Lynch,
The entire C-suite, actually.
Big Lynch loves a man in power. So we do always have a little bit of discussions about CEOs because he loves how CEOs move and what they do and how they are. So
I am the CEO of this podcast. I am the C-suite of this podcast. It's involved the entire C-suite.
Amir Atari is the COO of this podcast. So what's that really mean?
No, he's actually human resources. He is
a resourceful human.
That's true. No, this involves much more than just the C-suite. This involves entire industry and everyone else. This is full of intrigue. In fact, we've talked a lot about Big Pharma these days. Ozempic's taking over, how it's changing the whole snack game. Sales are down. All right, Walmart's down.
Don't talk to the
Target's
fucking audience seriously like that.
They're down. They're down. GLP-1, you better watch it. They're coming for your bellies.
There's like a ticker on Lynch's desk with the he's handling these long printouts. He's like, this can't be. These numbers aren't right.
He's got like a graph of like Nabisco and
Nestle. They're all
General Mills.
You're laughing, but they're all inventing new products.
He yells at his secretary, "Get me Mr. Christie on the phone."
Yeah, they got like 100 scientists behind them right now, ready to go.
Sir, you got the Keebler elves online too?
Actually a good video. It's a great video to be made.
Yeah,
I've been calling you
I'm
for
gonna have to
hours.
bump our schedule. Bump 1 hour.
Profits are down. Q4 just fucking was a bloodbath, honestly. So I was watching this guy talk about how in this battle, super pause. Just consider this is like a blanket pause that's going down here.
What, when you were watching a guy?
For sure. So big
But think about it, bro. You're sitting here staring at this guy's lips moving, and every noise that comes out, you're letting it just encompass your brain. Let that shit sink in.
Because what it was is that big food. So like
that's the name of my YouTube channel.
Mondelez International, all the Nestle, Nabisco, all these guys are making all our snacks.
Who is Mondelez?
Mondelez,
Everything.
Literally every snack you can imagine is Mondelez. They're fucking
Coca-Cola.
killing it. No.
Butter popcorn.
No, they got it like that, But like
Nibs.
Coca-Cola is involved in this too,
Yes.
by the way. That's a part of this conspiracy as well. Yeah, dude.
Not my Coke Zero.
General Mills. Don't even play. Your cereal's also fucking playing with you, dude. Pause. They
He also outranks all of us.
Yeah. I went deep on like how they design our food to make it like there's way more thought than like, oh, this is cool. Let's put some chocolate together and hand it to this guy over here. He'll like it. And which I assume that's what they're doing. They're like, oh, he likes chocolate. But I'm here to inform you that they have like a team of scientists. They got a team of scientists literally going down, like they're trying to study us like fucking lab rats.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
It is so funny to just like be the fattest you've been and then bust out the blueprints and be like, how are they designing this? What are they doing to me? They're like having the blueprint of a snack made out and be like, they know our insides and that's how they doing this to me.
No lie.
There's all these bubbling test tubes in Lynch's room.
I'm saving. This is saving my life.
Across the map.
This deep research has been actually. I ate cottage cheese today, and protein bites. That's what this did to me. It got so deep in my brain. I was tripping out.
They did that to you.
They did it. Yeah, they
gotta
did
make
it.
them pay for that.
Yeah.
Haven't you ever heard the one cardinal rule in processed food?
No.
When in doubt, add sugar.
That's what they say?
That's what they
That's
say.
what they're saying behind closed doors?
That's what they say. When in doubt, add sugar. That's what they say. Yeah.
So why do they have all these food scientists? They got to get all these degrees and stuff. When I knew that shit when I was 4 years old, bro.
Okay, well
that's how I handled ugly cereals.
Well,
That's how you handle a grapefruit.
It actually begs the question how they come.
That's how I handled a grape.
How do they come out with bad products? How do they come out with a Coca-Cola Oreo drink that's just so fucking bad when they have a team? They're spending millions a year on. They have a whole fucking building full of scientists trying to sort this out. Many
That's
engineers.
That's how.
I am an engineer, in fact.
I've seen some engineers, bro. They make you look small.
That's true. Yeah.
The thing is interesting about what you say, like how they're like, oh, they make this Coca-Cola Oreo drink, and it tastes bad. It's because Oreo and Coca-Cola were never. That's not a thing people did.
That's not a good mix.
Like if you wanted to just think for a fucking second, you could have made vanilla Coca-Cola Oreo, and that would have been miles closer to something acceptable. But what I'm saying is.
Oreo Orange Crush is actually better than Oreo Coke.
This is that sounds terrible too. What I'm saying is if you're gonna like get risky and do something like Oreo Coca-Cola, go all out. Give me cheeseburger Coca-Cola. Because that's, you know what? Now you're taking a bigger risk. It'll be a bigger splash, and that's something that, you know what?
And they're more aligned.
No, but it doesn't.
Coca-Cola.
But they have certain rules they follow here, and like that doesn't add up to me. This is why I think it's weird. Like they have the bliss point, right? The bliss point is like a term they use in this sort of research they do and how they design products. And the bliss point is basically like the balance of the perfect combination of fat, sugar, and salt to maximize how much we enjoy it. And so they sit around tinkering with those three things.
What you just did there, what you just did there, the bliss point and how you set it up and you said it, that was the sickest you've ever been on the podcast. You had me, dude. I was ready to listen to you for 45 minutes go in on that shit. You said the bliss point. I was like, go on. And then you went on. So the bliss point is wait, this is like a unit of measurement in like the food science community.
Correct. And it has like, it represents like, it actually is like an upside down U. And if they hit the bliss point, they like figure it out to a place. There's like a degree they can move within that point where they know this product's about to bang on them, man. People are going to be eating this shit like crazy because they got the perfect balance. It's not just to be
as good as possible, right? Like it is really the balance. Because if it's too good, if it's too satisfying, you could be like done.
Yeah,
they want you to keep going back
stop
in.
Eating.
Exactly. They want you to go back in.
Well, they do
That's
more
part
than
of the bliss point also?
Yes.
Yeah. What about the crunch factor? Now, this is something that like, I knew this. Like, I knew I like a crunch. Like, I like the crunch. But I didn't really think about that they're measuring the decibel level and designed it to hit a certain dB that I'm like, damn, that motherfucker's hitting. You know what I mean? Like they're.
I got a question then.
Yeah.
If you forego the bliss point and engineering to the delayed crunch that's made to make you snack more, could you not create the greatest chip? Like fuck the bliss point. But fuck the bliss point, fuck the delayed crunch. It's one power crunch.
Like one chip.
There can be too much crunch.
One satisfying thing. You take one bite of the chip, you're good.
No,
it's like the one chip challenge.
They don't want that.
Yeah, but we do, bro. That's the double dusted chip.
Okay, fine. Yeah, for us,
the double dusted chip.
It's the holy grail.
We want to make less. Guys, we're not trying to make money here. We want you to buy one chip and be satisfied for a week. So
we can make money off that, bro.
Not really. No, it's not as
we're not trying to make money forever. We're trying to make money for like 4 years.
We're literally inventing the like communion wafer from church. We're like one chip a week, bro. You come.
That's it. Yeah.
we put it on your tongue, and then you'll be back in a week.
Dude,
that's a good angle.
Sonic chip research. Honestly, that's where they're at. They're doing Sonic chip research. This is like. Dude, I just need you to imagine
that was quick.
In Dallas, they're sitting there. Frito-Lay is sitting there spending like
on Sonic chip research.
Yeah, they are. I know it's like it sounds ridiculous. They got like 40. They're spending like they got chewing simulators, bro. Okay, they're thinking about what's chewing
$40,000 chewing simulators apparently.
Yeah, dude, they got
why. I'll do it for less.
Is it? They need like they need to be spitting out lots of data.
They need someone that they don't have to give health insurance
to. This is for sure. Chill. Your bliss point is for sure very wide. Like I feel like your bliss points, like you're like it could be soggy the chip, like the crunch factor could be like a 0.5, and you're like, it's alright actually. I don't mind that mix of just add a little more sugar. Maybe
I do really love pizza. Later.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
No, but I do love it later. Like, and I'm not even saying like, oh, leftovers the next day, pizza or sick. I'm saying like, no, later. It's been on the table there. It's now like definitely like warm, like not cold. Pizza doesn't hit cold until you put it in the fridge.
Yeah.
So it's like bad, soggy.
Yeah, it's
whatever.
room
I like
temp.
it. I like it just as much as when it was like
maybe
hot
dunking on
off
us
the
so
press.
hard if they sold us leftovers. They're like leftover. This is the leftovers
Day-old-
pizza, frozen
day-old
pizza.
pizza,
So like,
yeah.
not even day old. They just branded as leftovers. Like, you know, because some things do hit harder the next day. Like there's certain meals I make. I'm like, you know,
KFC.
You're a
maybe I don't know
hungover
about
husband.
that.
That's why he's wearing the mask. Now.
Yeah, it's
Well, that's why he's wearing the mask.
Now you understand. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So the ideal breaking point for a chip is 4 pounds per square inch.
That's where they're at. Yeah, like this is why we can never beat this game. Like beating this game, like really, like I should be getting way more praise. That's why people they should give more praise. Because
for what? Why do we have to congratulate you?
yeah, for not eating Oreos, dude.
You sound like
Are you
JD
kidding me?
Vance, bro. You're like, did you even say thank you?
How about the vanishing? How about like vanishing density, like caloric density? And this one also makes sense. You know when you
explain
like
more.
Cheeto?
Don't say vanishing caloric density and start talking on the next thing. What are you talking about there?
No, it's like when you eat like a Cheeto, like a light, airy food.
Yeah.
And the way it dissolves
You mean that's a
on your
cheese
tongue.
puff?
I love
We're
how
talking about cheese puff.
how the only thing that could make Lynch care about like quantum mechanics is Cheetos.
Listen,
He's
man,
like, what
I'm
about
I
the-
like that he busted out the blueprints and the science to find out why we have to congratulate him on his physique right now.
Yeah. Yeah. Lynch is the
No.
Dr. Manhattan of Cheetos.
You're right.
Sick t-shirt.
Dr. Manhattan of Cheetos. All right.
No, it's
That's
just like
on
the
list.
blue, like it's the blue Dr. Manhattan, but he's just like orange.
Yeah,
and,
and he's like
Cheeto-y. Just says-
forming an
and he says
orb
it's
and
on
there's
the
a
moon,
Cheeto in it. Like,
and he's on the moon, and like a little speech bubble says, "Congratulate me."
Man, these are-
Anyways,
I
we'll
like
get to
that.
work on it. Yeah, it's pretty chill.
Yeah, it's like low resistance chewing textures, fat emulsions that coat the tongue that are smooth and velvety. Pause. Like ice cream and peanut butter. And then it's like it's just everything's against me, man. Honestly, like
I love
it's
how
such
you're taking this
bullshit, man. Yeah, no, because it's like I know I kind of like I know this. Like I knew the crunch factor matter. Okay, I knew that there was like a perfectly like they're not spending $0 to make these products amazing. They're fucking going hard. in
dude,
the
this
paint.
is
You know what I
I'm
mean?
not trying
They-
to insult you in any way. This is like 25-year-old news you're talking about, though.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah,
It's
I
like-
don't take it as an insult, Donnie. I'm just eating, bro.
There's a
You
lot
think
of
I'm-
25-year-old news that I didn't give a shit about
Yeah,
until,
like,
and,
It's
until,
like
until I started eating badly, and I'm like, how are they doing this to me?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like everyone knows like color and packaging and like how you
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
how you look
Like,
at the
that's
color or something and
advertising
you
sort of
that's a little more in my
psychology.
field, my field of expertise. Expertise.
expertise nuts.
Expertise.
But
No,
My
but
field
you know
of
what? I
expertise.
think Bliss Point,
That's
that
big.
fat sugar salt point, isn't a as widely known thing.
Unless you're in the biz.
You guys read books, dude.
yeah.
I know. Actually, I almost bought a book about this.
You think
I
someone who's listening to the fucking epic mealtime guy and his buddy's podcast is fucking out here as well read? Shout out to a couple of you that are for sure. But like, I didn't know about Bliss Point.
dude,
I know
it's
about.
big.
I thought Bliss Point
Marlon
sounds like
did.
a fucking wrestling move. Marlon definitely did. And
Bliss
you know
Point.
what?
But he got
when he
there.
was describing it, he probably described it really boring, unlike we're doing right now on
That's
the
so
pod.
funny. That's so funny. Bliss Point. It's like you're teabag someone. It's like the perfect mix of sugar, salt, and and fat.
That's why it's a sick wrestling move. The Bliss
Yeah,
Point.
I like it.
Yeah.
You can do. There's a lot of ways you can do it. It's like you put your belly in their face and rub it in. You're like, that's the Bliss Point, baby. You just got blissed. I've been blissing you all day.
Or
Here
like
you go.
before you wrestle, you point at someone and then point at your belly and then point back at them. And they're like, that's
Yeah.
the Bliss Point.
The
He's been
Bliss
marked
Point.
by the Bliss Point.
The Bliss Point's about to happen. I like it. That's
Bliss
part
Point.
of-
We're gonna make a T-shirt, a Bliss Point T-shirt.
Yeah, Bliss Point. Yeah,
It should actually
perfect.
just be statistics. It should just be like fat, sugar, salt, aka the Bliss Point.
It should
Balancing
be the
sweetness and salt pairing fat with the.
the printouts that like Lynch is holding.
Yeah, my papers.
Oh, like this.
Like the readings coming
Dude,
out
I
of
can
Lynch's
only
fucking
I
ticker
can only
meter
hope
over
one
there.
day One day, I can only hope we're all in studio because the Double Dusted podcast has gotten so big that we have to be in person. We're sitting behind giant desks. Okay, giant desks. And I have
not that big
a stack of papers that I'm reviewing for the podcast as I go into. I'm sitting back and I'm like,
it sounds like we're making an intro to the podcast.
Exactly.
Like an intro.
It's like
no, I want to be sitting there. I want to see my stack of papers. I want to be looking at my notes. I want to be calling over. I have like 5 producers behind there, and I'm like, guys, come on.
And you want to gavel.
Can I get a research? Hey,
Bro, Lynch's
research.
dream is actually
Can research get on this?
We are doing a podcast right now because Lynch has always wanted to sit behind a desk with a stack of papers. That's literally what this is all about.
You know,
I'll
you make fun
I'll
of that,
text
but
him things, and he
it's
says
effective.
that they came across his desk.
Yeah. You're like, you mean you clicked on Yahoo on your phone. But
listen, man.
but
You guys will be bad.
I
My
have a
desk will be
question.
a little taller and a little bigger than all of your desks.
Well,
It's gonna be
it'll
have
crazy.
Yeah, of course.
Wait, hold on. The bliss point, you said that my bliss point is I have a wide bliss point.
Yeah, your bliss point.
Yeah,
like
your
curve
bliss point is
calm down,
gaming.
bro. That's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, dude.
Gaming right now.
Yeah.
Nobody knows that I'm gaped in a jock right now during the pod.
He's blissing. Yeah, he's entered bliss.
I saw TikTok. It was a guy like typing seriously at work. And I was typing seriously, and it says nobody at work knows that I'm gaped in a jock right now. And I had to read it like 5 times because I thought it was like an analogy of sorts until I was like, oh no, it's literal.
Yeah.
It's literally that.
And then you sent it to me at 3 a.m.
That's you know what? I did. Pause. So my bliss point is wide bliss point.
Wide, yeah. You'll
Okay,
accept-
calm down, dude. Stop saying it like that. I own it.
It's
Okay,
big,
you're like, yeah,
okay,
bro,
yeah.
it's wide. It's wide.
Yeah, okay.
Oh
You
yeah,
don't
yours
even
is so
know.
narrow,
You're
dude.
busted
Wow.
open, dude.
Look at you with your narrow bliss
You get
point.
your
Look-
fucking back blown out by
Bro,
the bliss point,
what
yeah.
about your bliss point? It's a spike, dude.
Pretty
It's a
narrow,
spike.
pretty
My
narrow.
bliss
So
point is
No,
a Cuban
narrow.
lunch.
Yeah.
Your bliss point is just a line, bro. You kill the buzz of everyone around you.
Yeah,
with that
you're
bliss
fucking
point.
throwing fucking
Okay, just because
chocolate
that
M&Ms
You've
up track.
removed snacks. You remove snacks from the bag for other people because your bliss point is so
Oh,
boring.
yeah, he's got a miss
Just
point,
'cause
dude,
it's
for
true
real.
doesn't
He's
mean you
got
have
a
to say
bliss
it.
point.
He's
You know, I was-
got a miss point. Wait, hold on. I'm still talking
Oh,
about
sorry,
bliss
yeah,
point.
sorry, yeah.
There's something I want. Can we find someone's bliss point? Because if we're ever in studio together, I would love for us to find each other's. No, pause. So let me start that
Pause.
again. I want us to find out our own bliss point. our bliss point.
Sounds super fucking weird, dude.
I'm
You keep saying
down
that,
to
yeah.
experiment.
Yeah. Yeah, in studio, behind our desks.
No, but can you find out what your bliss point is?
For sure. Yeah, we'd have to hire a scientist.
What a scientist to fucking put Tabasco on his finger and find your bliss point? Come on.
we'd have to hire a scientist, yeah.
Well,
to figure it out.
we're not hiring
Yeah.
anybody. We didn't even hire this guy on the podcast.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I brought all this up though because there's more that they do, of course, to convince us. And then obviously this whole, to bring a product to market, they do a lot.
And sorry, so we
You
have
know.
the crunch, how crunchy something is. We have the bliss point, and then you said vanishing caloric density.
Yeah, like basically, how can you eat more calories when your eating doesn't feel like you're eating any calories? Like, when you eat, it's like we talk about this all the time. We sit down and eat a bag of chips and like it feels like you're not eating, like you're eating thousands of calories, but in the moment it feels like you're eating like 100.
Okay,
Do
like
you know what I'm
something
saying?
like something like butter is giving you lots of calories, but you don't realize how many
You don't
calories
really,
you're
yeah,
consuming.
exactly. So like
Oils do that too. Some oils,
yeah,
are like
things
that.
will sort of like dissolve a little bit and sort of you don't really.
When I started counting calories, peanut butter was
Oh, that's-
out of hand. When I started counting calories,
I can't have it in the house. I literally can't even look.
When I
If I
started
look at
counting
peanut butter, I
calories-
get triggered.
when I started counting calories, I was like, oh wait. When I thought I was being chill and only having one spoonful of peanut butter,
No,
I was offsetting my entire caloric intake for the day by
Yeah.
like 40%.
Yeah, you're at the tipping point. You're at the tipping point. It's like bang, 500 calories right on top of all of it.
So
but
what else is there?
there's the packaging and psychology behind all that. Like they're just basically trying to convince you to eat more and nonstop.
You know what'll
constantly.
never get me to eat more of something?
The packaging.
Putting a YouTuber's face on the bag.
Yeah.
You're not getting me to eat something if like Mr. Beast is on it. I'll try it though for a video.
They do other
but-
they do other stuff like irregular shapes and sizes to feel like it's like kind of fun and unpredictable. You're like, ooh, look at the different sizes.
It's like,
of
ooh,
this
I
chicken
got a
nugget I'm eating."
raspberry this time. Last one was a
Yeah.
peach.
Nah, fruit can't do it like that.
Well, it can in gummy form, but
That's true. Yeah.
that's
The
what I was
Shaq
talking
XL
about.
gummies.
No, but for me, it's like the package won't make me eat more. unless I don't know. Maybe is that why they make chips impossible to seal? Also, it's kind of ingenious to make the bags like tear vertically and impossible to seal.
Man, you know how many chip clips I have in my house that I don't know where they are.
Exactly.
I've bought
People who
100
make
chip
chips
clips.
don't
I have
make
so many
chip clips
that have just disappeared. I think people are coming to my house and taking them because they are valuable. A chip clip.
Yeah.
Yeah, chip bags have gone crazy. They have a new material where you need scissors.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're also
Something
they're also
happened.
lying.
Something happened.
They've also done the most like finessing in chip bags, where like you open a bag and it's not even a third full. That's the most.
But
finesse
that
out
it's
there, I
not.
feel like.
It makes sense. They tell you the grams on the bag. It's just that if it wasn't full of air, they would break in shipping.
Okay, but I feel like bags were
Bro,
just
the
more
Reese
full. Like,
piece.
you could fill it halfway for us.
Yeah,
at
they
least.
did go crazy. They went crazy with the space in the bags.
Yeah,
They
you can
went
give us like
really-
half of it
They
full.
took, and you know what? And look at you defending fucking corporations over here,
big,
Donnie.
big food.
You're literally here defending
No.
them. They're like, oh, but we know that, bro. But we know when there's more air, dude. We realize there's more air now.
But this is the question because Donnie's.
Hold
sounds
on,
like
let
he's
him acknowledge that there's more air in the chip bag first.
Yeah.
I don't care about the air. I want there to be even more air. I just want the price to go down.
Oh yeah, well, good luck with that.
Fine. That's
Yeah.
good.
Well, it sounds like he's on big food side because this is a battle
I'm on
between
big
Pharma
air
as
side,
well.
man.
Because right now
This is a big air competition,
They're trying to.
and I'm winning.
They're designing product. Like they're in the lab right now. Motherfuckers are in the lab. Like big food
And
is
you're
in the lab
store
trying to make
eating it up, bro.
trying to
You
make
love
it
this
even
shit.
more like indestructible. They want you to eat even more, and they're like now they're fighting science.
And we will.
like real drugs, like GLP-1s, like Ozempic. That's who their fucking enemy is right now, and I don't know how they're gonna beat these guys.
That's the sickest fucking. When I thought that like the future and Armageddon and end of the world and World War III was happening and all that, I didn't think it was going to be shit like the chicken sandwich wars or like fast food going to war with drugs.
Yeah,
Like
that's where we're at.
I
though.
didn't think that's what was going to be happening though. Like when I thought about the end of the world, I thought it was going to be like Terminator, metal robots stepping on skulls. I didn't think it was going to be like, oh
Well,
shit.
that's tech.
How's Big
No,
Pharma
that's-
going to bounce back
That's
on?
just when tech wins. Right now we have pharma versus food, but like tech can like launch a fucking volley also of skull crushing metal.
I guess let's see where ChatGPT ends up going.
You talk. It is kind of like you did talk about like one day taking a pill and being full. Like this is what Ozempic is now, though. It's like you could just inject yourself, and now
Yeah, but you're not getting any of the
now you
nutrients.
just eat less.
You're just eating less.
Well, this is what they're doing. So now they're designing like things that like now they're marketing specifically like here's a GLP-1 food, like a companion food
Two
or
things,
like high
real
protein.
quick on the Ozempic thing. Ozempic, when you take Ozempic, and I never thought about this, but like, is it making you eat less? You're just not hungry as much.
Your cravings, like they've done studies where like you're like even people who gamble less because of like
That's
it's
what I
really
mean.
crazy
It's like
because
it's a
they
it's
didn't intend
a
to do
neural
this. Like,
pathway.
it's
not like your stomach.
It's like a drug. Yeah, it's like a drug for fucking diabetes. It's like crazy. It's just by and I guess a lot of drugs are discovered this way by like happenstance.
Off-label.
They're like studying something. Yeah, they're studying something, and all of a sudden, like, oh, look what it also does.
Yeah, I don't think
And they're
Viagra
like, oh,
was supposed to be Viagra. I think it was supposed
No,
to be
there's
like
plenty of
That's how I discovered Tesla.
Damn, bro, what's that?
I thought it was going to be a Molly, and I didn't even really want a Molly. And they're like, it's not really quite like a Molly. And I was like, wasn't they showed
Damn,
it
you
to
had
me, and it was an
Elon all up in
orange.
your all up
It was
in
an
your
orange.
guts, huh?
No, it's called Tesla, but it does have the T on it, and it's orange,
Okay.
and it was sick, dude. It was sick. I found it by happenstance. Don't you understand?
Is this a research
That's
chemical?
Happenstance.
You like that word?
It's happenstance, bro.
You like that one?
Welcome to the Happenstance podcast.
Listen, it's just another way of saying coincidence for you out there. I know you're a Trailer Park guy now. So
Yeah, this was not coincidence.
He's
This
a
was,
TPG.
just straight up happenstance.
yeah.
Okay, wait.
but
So
it-
I
it-
got happenstanced on. And
Okay, yeah.
so like, and Ozempic is happenstance, big happenstance.
We'll
drug.
call it GLP-1 because there's a lot of. It's
GLP
also we
-1.
Gov. You can't
Yeah,
disrespect
We
We
Gov.
Gov.
I don't want to disrespect We Gov. You know that. I
Yeah,
love
you
We
can't
Gov.
do that.
For those
That's our
listening,
boy.
We Gov is also Ozempic adjacent GLP.
And if you go to
-1.
wegovy.com/double-dusted discussion, Get your
They'll sell you a bag of blow.
Your first 3 months will come with pizza.
Like
if
we're picking a sponsor, it's like, are we going with Wegovy or are we going with Oreos? This is a tough call.
we're going with Alex
Are
Jones
we big?
Supplement Company.
That's crazy. No, you can't do that.
It comes with a Bible.
Yeah, a Bible.
It's true.
A
Brian
Bible
got
a
merch.
Bible and what's it called? Constitution.
The Constitution, yeah.
That's crazy. That's
Pretty
crazy
hype.
work.
Pretty cool.
Shout out
Wait,
to
so
his
GLP
family.
He actually, you know what?
-1.
He's skinny now. I think he's on Ozempic. Have you seen what? He
Well,
looks
I was
like?
going to say something. The GLP-1 drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy, they just curb your cravings, so you don't eat as much.
Yeah, I think you feel like nauseous. Like I don't think you
Yeah,
feel very good. You get some weird things, and there's some. The reason why they're designing protein-rich foods is because it has an impact on your bone density as well. But
So
there's
it
other
makes you
things that
sick.
it does.
It makes
like,
you
there's
sick
more.
if you eat while you're on it.
I think you just feel like nausea, and you don't, and you're just like you're not hungry.
See the guy inside
know?
me, the true guy that I am, the
You're like,
fat
I'll
guy.
beat it.
I want to beat it. I want to beat it. I want to
know.
eat. I want
I
to
think
sit
about
down.
that actually all the
I
time.
want to eat through the sickness. I want to beat it. I want to be fat. And I want to look at Big Pharma and be like, got to do better than that,
You
buddy.
wish.
I could. I want to be sitting there like barfing with a pizza and just be like, I could do this all day.
Yeah. That's a great TikTok, actually. Yeah.
This GLP-1 Ozempic, the reason why it's a buzzkill for me personally is I've been fat
We know.
and then I got in shape, then I got fat, and then I got in shape, and then I got fat, and then I'm getting in shape, and I do have people like on Snapchat they'll hit me up and they'll be like, Ozempic?
I
I'm like,
know.
no, bro, I did it old school shit, bro. I'm out here fucking living in a trailer park running, dude.
I'm
It's not
That's like when I
Ozempic.
read a really
Yeah.
cool book and then they make a Netflix documentary about it and I have to listen to idiots talk about it. Like, yeah, I heard about this. And I'm like, you motherfucker.
That's why when I read one book series for the first time in like 20 years, I made sure to go on fucking every podcast and be like, I recommend this book, Three Body
Yeah.
Problem. I recommend it. I read it.
Yeah, you
Since
knew
the
it was
show
coming.
came out, I'm like, hey, but you guys know that I read it though, right? I read it.
I wonder who gives more money to the government.
You.
Is the real question. Because like typically,
You. No, it is you.
that's right. Be rich. Because like these are
Wait,
huge,
we live in Quebec. It's
lobbying
definitely us.
or industries. No, that's not true.
Okay, go.
I live in Alberta, dude.
Continue.
The like Big Pharma, this is the whole thing with the administration. Like people are like, they're trying to get all the interest groups out, and Big Pharma is obviously a huge one. You know, they give a lot of money to a lot of different
You
politicians.
know all these
on
interest
both
groups,
sides.
not that interesting.
Yeah, Big Food also though. Big Food's out here. They give a lot of money too. I wonder dollar for dollar who's cashing in the most. I feel like it's got to be Pharma. They got to be pushing more. But like, it is.
You mean Big Pharma spending more than Big Food?
Dude,
I have to see the Venn diagram of Big Pharma and Big Food.
I
I'm
think
sure the
food
drug
is
and
more.
science and the food science cross, but they must be crossing over so much together. Like there must be so
Well,
much.
I also just think
Well, I just wonder if they're
shared
going to start
food-
buying these
I
companies.
just think food. Yeah, I don't know. It feels like the scale of food is much larger than pharma because pharma is something that some people need, whereas food is like every single person's a potential customer. Every single person on the planet, you could say, is a potential customer. Whereas pharma, it's like, yeah, they're going to make a diabetes or a weight loss medication. It's like, okay, only overweight people, which might be a large percentage, but
that's not what it is though. People who are like only overweight people is not like where it's at. I think people who are like barely overweight are also doing it. Like,
yeah,
think about
well,
how much
this
people
is
who-
a misuse.
how much easier it is for people. A lot of people would rather take an injection, which this is not me personally, obviously you can tell. I would rather not take a medicine. I'd rather just try and do it myself. But there's a lot of people who are like, I would rather not go to the gym and count my calories and worry about this. And I'd rather just be skinny all the time. And they would just do it. I feel like that's
Yeah,
way more enticing than you give it credit for and what you're saying.
for sure. These are people that listen to audiobooks, but yeah, they I think it's kind of like a misuse, kind of like the way ADHD medication is misused.
what?
And people
How?
that just people
How?
people that just want to
Big
be
gamers?
like yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I think listen,
Yeah.
it's
What?
pretty
How are they
interesting.
misusing it? Because they play Xbox and dance all night?
It's like or people that have like a test tomorrow and just take a pill so they don't have to sleep and they could just stay up all night reading their
and you know
textbook
what? A lot
and
of
then go
that.
do the test.
Speaking of happenstance, a lot of those ADD medicines are there for binge eating. They use them for binge eating also. Like if someone,
they're
diet
binge
pills.
All right, binge eater.
I actually was saved from the study drugs because one time in university I was crunching time crunch. I was in a time crunch for a big exam, and someone gave me an Adderall pill, and I was like, you know what? I got a lot of shit to do. I got to be up all night. I got to exam
Don't
in the morning.
justify it to me, bro. You did it. That's fine.
And I took it.
Take another one.
And I vomited the entire night, like brutal vomiting. Like I was in the, you know, when you're like hugging the toilet.
Oh, it wasn't like the good, comfortable, fun type
No,
of
there's you know what, Donnie, there's like I puke once and I can like lie in bed and like watch TV. This is like I'm married to my toilet for the entire evening.
What else did you do? What else
I figured it out. I actually was on Saint Laurent Street eating something patat.
Peanut butter noodles?
No, I had it was
Petit
like a
patat?
Petit patat. I had petit patat and I think
for everyone listening, that means little potato.
I think that's what I think it was some sort of fry concoction, and I'm certain that's what it was because it was like had to be a food thing.
Real quick, 6 shirt, free my boy little potato, and it has like maybe like a little chubby chihuahua behind bars. Okay, continue.
Yeah. And I think I just like it married those two experiences together for the rest of my life.
This guy loves marriage.
I can't do it.
Yeah, that's your third
I can't
wedding.
do it. Yeah, petit patat.
Don't ask about the
Adderall.
soup yet after that.
Listen,
Okay,
safe to say I never went to petit patat ever again.
It wasn't their fault. Don't take a mystery pill and then blame little potato.
It wasn't. No, I trusted. Whoever I got it from, I trusted. They were like McGill
They didn't
students.
press the pill, bro.
Yeah, they were a McGill student. They cheat all the time. So obviously I could have trusted them.
It's true. I did get caught cheating in McGill.
No, I wasn't even talking about you. I was talking to people that I know, but sure, you also.
I just thought it was a great time.
And he wasn't talking about it.
Hey, now you know what? Hey, I didn't get caught though. I got caught, but they didn't get me though. You know,
I've never been caught neither.
I had to play lawyer. I went in and I spoke to the
couldn't
the
be me.
ombudsman
I didn't do that.
Yeah, I had to play lawyer. Like we were lawyer.
Dude, my first.
I was like in Law and Order. Hold on, yeah, go.
My first essay ever when I got to CJEP, which is like, I don't know, fucking grade 12 for
and
a lot of people.
I have to do this.
Yeah, it was Western Civ, and I plagiarized an essay. Like this was in
God, how interesting that fucking
something.
class would have been if you could take it again, eh?
I know. So many things. Could have done the wilderness survival gym class. I was like, I won't be able to smoke weed.
That is the way the brain works when you're 17.
Yeah.
You're like,
exactly.
I can't go play video games sooner? What the fuck? How much homework do I have to do?
And then think about the games that you didn't play. You rented like a shit game from Blockbuster back then anyways. So, sorry, continue.
I stayed up all night playing Worms with Mr. Steege.
Fire times, though.
Worth it.
I don't regret it, yeah. So I plagiarized this essay and I handed in, and he calls me to the office with like a couple of other people. It was like me and these two girls, and he's like, yeah, so you plagiarized this essay. And I was like, and he was like, just redo it, bring it back in a week. And I'm like, okay. And as I'm walking out, he's talking to the two girls and he's like, you both plagiarized your essays. You guys are in big trouble, blah, blah, blah. And like, he literally was like, redo it, bring it back in a week. And then the two girls behind me who did the exact same thing were getting torn apart. And like, it literally took years to land on me, like how fucked up that was at the time.
Why,
I thought you were fucking this guy. Is that what was going on here?
No, it's that like I think like I was like the white dude and these two girls were not. And like looking back on it, I was like, holy
were they
shit,
the white girls?
No, they were not.
He was just trying to get sucked. He was just on some pervert shit, bro.
You know what's funny about school? I was thinking about that. I said that McGill line.
Nothing's funny about school. It's
for
serious.
that specific reason. I said something about that McGill line specifically. I had a couple flashbacks.
Yeah, I just brought it to a place.
Yeah,
so get us out of here.
because like I have a lot of friends who went to McGill who were like really serious. You know, really serious.
Yeah, your big cousin. What's up?
Oh,
so that's
yeah,
me.
let's
By the
change
way.
our
And they were
voices,
like,
yeah.
but like,
serious.
I wasn't the type like. everything is kind of
You weren't.
negotiable. Everything's negotiable. Like if you go and like it's kind of
You're such a
subjective, right?
fucking
You
Jew.
do no, but it is like this is not me. I wouldn't do this. I would accept my grade, but I know I'm saying I'm saying
everybody's got a price.
Yeah.
Oh man, I seen a guy on TikTok doing that. But yeah, no, there's like I just know guys that
I thought you
went
have
to
no
McGill.
apps.
No, guys, pause.
They would argue like you could debate your way to a better mark. I wouldn't do it because I also wanted to go home and play video games. I'm like, oh, I guess that's how I did. Like I'm gonna go chill now and get high.
If you
That's
passed,
done. You know,
yeah,
I passed it. I'm done.
just
I
leave.
finished it. Excellent. You know,
Yeah.
good for me. But like I know people who are like, you know, they're gonna
Grade
become, like,
grubbers. It's actually
Yeah.
ugly. It's an
very
ugly thing.
big.
It actually
it's a
exists
big move.
in high
A lot of
school.
people do it. A lot of people.
It
do
exists
and it
in
works.
high
And it
school.
actually works as a strategy.
Yeah, I was very good with my marking because I followed the rubric and I made a rubric and they knew the deal beforehand. And if you were grade grubbing, like you had to make it worth it to grade grub, bro. You can't just pull up and start fucking grade grubbing on a motherfucker. Not me, dude. I'm destined to be a YouTube star. I shouldn't even be here right now.
You're
You think I want to talk to you? I got my boys waiting on Halo 3 right now, son.
That's true. Yeah.
Hey, and I got a question. Big Pharma is Big Pharma. We keep saying big food. Is that big food?
Is
It's
what
not
big
epic
food?
meal time. No, big food
No,
is
no.
like
But is that-
the
do they
5
call
people
that
who
big
grow
food?
chicken. Yeah, like the people who like the agriculture people and
Well,
all
I
the
asked. I was
companies
like,
that-
I wanted to know. I was like, who's the most popular? Who's the most popular? Who's
Mondelez
the most powerful
International.
man of Big Pharma? And it was like Albert Bourla,
Oh, that's the guy at
Pfizer.
Pfizer, yeah.
What kind of a fucking loser just knows every CEO offhand like that?
I
Like
read
it's
the
a
news,
sports
dude.
team, bro.
I'm like a guy in his 30s. I read
But
the
still,
news.
like, you're just like, oh, Albert Bourla, yeah, CEO of Pfizer. He's been holding it down for 4 years. They picked him up off Taco Bell. He brought in 100
Don't
mil
you
on the
remember? People,
Like,
people
but
were
you're
mad.
saying
They,
it like those autistic baseball fans that know
He
fucking
didn't-
everyone's batting records.
no, because people were mad they didn't take the shot, and like it's a whole thing. There's like a fake story that out there that exists. Anyways, there's a reason why
what
you're
about
listening,
what
bro.
about Emma Walmsley?
No, the guy from Pfizer is he's the main.
Okay,
guy.
but what about Emma Walmsley?
I don't know who that is.
I love how you don't know a
She's,
woman. I love how you
She's
don't know a CEO woman.
GlaxoSmithKline.
Yeah,
Which one's-
that's GlaxoSmithKline.
Yeah. See,
And-
look at Donnie.
Oh shit, I was
Yeah,
right.
what
I
about
guessed
David
that.
Ricks?
I guessed that.
Just own it, bro. Don't say you guessed it. Be
I
like,
know,
yeah,
I
dude.
know, I know.
Be like,
I
I'll
just-
never forget
No,
that time that I got the benefit over the 2 women when we all cheated.
See?
And so now I will recognize
This is
the
what I
name.
was telling Lynch.
David
That's what I
Ricks.
was telling
You guys know
Lynch.
about David Ricks? You guys don't
Yes.
know? Who's he?
Merc Frost.
No, don't play this game now. Don't just
That's a good
don't
guess,
confuse
though.
our audience, bro. CEO of Eli Lilly. Merc Frost is
Oh,
on
Eli
the list, by
Lilly
the
is
way.
big. Eli Lilly's huge. Actually, that's true. I know that one.
Yeah, they have a $27 billion plan to build 4 manufacturing mega sites
Those are
in the
my
US.
dogs' names.
It is. It is. It is. What about this one's a big one? Sneaky. Paul Hudson.
Paul Hudson.
Yeah. Hudson
Big
Big
Gubby.
Company.
He's
No.
an ambulance chasing
He's
fucking
Big Gubby.
lawyer.
Yeah.
Paul Hudson, CEO of Sanofi. If that's how you say it, or Sanofi. How do you say that?
I don't know.
Sanofi,
Probably-
Sanofi?
I feel like
Sanofi
that's a
sounds better.
mix. I bet you that's a mix. There's a company called Sandoz. I bet you that's in there.
Yeah. And then I said, who was the biggest in the food industry? And they said Fernando Fernandez.
From Bimbo?
No, Unilever. Fernando
Oh, yeah.
Fernandez.
Jesus
They're out-
Christ.
they're out
Yeah,
here.
Global leader in
Unilever's-
food and consumer. And number 2. Who's number 2?
Mondelez International.
Who's number 2? Who's
Epic
number
woman.
2 in the food industry?
A woman.
Epic meal time.
Which
the
man,
queen of
the
weens.
single identifying the single most powerful individual in the food industry is subjective and depends on various factors such as company size, influence, and recent achievements.
It's definitely
However,
Harley or Sterling.
several key figures stand out. Who?
Harley and
Who's
Sterling.
a key figure, bro? We're not talking about Harley
Berkshire-
2010.
Berkshire
We're talking about
Hathaway.
Harley 2025.
Berkshire Hathaway.
Josh
Brian
Elkin.
motherfucking Nickel, CEO of
Oh,
Starbucks.
that's true.
Bro.
Yeah, why you gotta play me like that, my boy? I forget. You're right. He has to be.
For those listening, Lynch is a huge Brian Nickel fan. He actually has a Starbucks football jersey that says Nickel on the back.
You know, you know what's funny about
Hold on. We got to do this. We got to make football jerseys that are like CEOs. It looks like a company, but like it's like Starbucks, for example, but like a fake, just maybe their colors, and it has like the CEO's name on the back.
When
Says
we
Nickel.
are
I would
big-
wear that, bro.
When we're in studio with the big desk, Brian Nichols coming through.
That's not
for
big
sure.
to me, dude. I know it's big to you. It's not big to me.
No, my desk will be about 5 inches taller than yours. But
I
that's
still
fine.
find it very small. Murad Al Khatib, CEO of AGT Food and Ingredients.
Enough CEO talk. All right?
No, hold on,
Enough
listen to this.
office. No, listen.
Yeah, like now you want. But listen to this. You gotta hear this one. This guy, you don't even know this. You don't even know. You're not ready for this.
What?
Murad Al Khatib, okay, often referred to as the lentil king of Saskatchewan. Now, how the fuck did that happen? That he's the biggest player in the food game because he's the
Yo.
lentil king of Saskatchewan.
Yo,
Saskatchewan's gonna
step
save
aside,
us.
Queen of Ween.
They're gonna,
We've
yeah,
got
they're
the
gonna,
lentil king
they're gonna
now.
save us, Saskatchewan. They got all the potash, dude. That's gonna be
He got the
A big-
Oslo Business for Peace Award.
damn.
Yo,
Really?
Harley's couch has all the potash.
That's true.
Dude, I can't believe you guys don't know about Murad Al Khatib, the lentil king of Saskatchewan.
Sounds
Lynch,
like
you're
we-
literally like you're a drive away from this guy.
I wish he
You
would
should
go
go
yeah,
pay
seriously.
your. You should go pay your respects, bro.
We gotta have
If
friends
you
in
stand
high
on your
places.
roof, you
need
can
him
see
to be
him.
on
Yeah,
our
see,
team.
if you went to McGill instead of just all your friends that went to McGill, if you went to McGill and you actually could fucking down an Adderall pill without fucking breaking like a bitch, you'd be at the place.
You'd be the
You'd be
lentil king.
pulling up on Murad Al Khatib.
You know,
and you'd be volleying for us to get a big paycheck.
All this university talk has got me having major flashbacks to like when I would sit down with a desk in the middle of my apartment to focus for my 2 days of studying
love
for my
desks.
final
He loves that
exam.
desk, bro. It's crazy.
And it would be a pack of Belmonts. Oh man, Belmonts, what a crazy thing. Just
Belmont
and I'd
Milds.
be indoors in my apartment, hacking darts like nonstop. I'm like, what a 2007
I'm so
thing
happy.
to do.
I
It's the most
quit
2007
cigarettes.
thing to do.
I quit cigarettes like 6 months before moving out of my house, so I never actually like smoked a cigarette in a house that I
Oh, it's
lived in.
brutal. Yeah, that's a crazy.
But I
move.
grew up in a cigarette fucking house.
That's like that's 80s lifestyle.
That's 90s
Yeah,
shit.
80s, 90s shit where they didn't, no fucks
Yeah.
are given. You know, I actually asked someone this. I wonder what you guys think of this. I asked my doctor friend. I was like, because I always think it's weird that people vape, like you're sucking on a battery. Like there's no way it's good for you. You know, sometimes you just see something, you're like, I know that's
Well,
fucked
I don't
up.
think it's the battery that makes it
No,
bad,
but it's just
yeah.
weird to have like an electrical device that you're sucking on all day. It's fucking
Yeah, it's
weird.
the heating coil.
There's something
that
about it that
releases
like it
weird
just
metals.
irks me. It's kind of like when you have like Bluetooth headphones in them. Like, it just irks me a little bit. I'm like, just a weird.
You're like,
fucking
you like
thing.
that little sensor blasting in your ear?
It's just weird. Like, there's something
doing it
about
right
it
now.
that feels like in 20 years there's gonna be like a
Look at this,
class
look at
action
this.
lawsuit. Yeah,
Look at all this shit. Where's it going? And it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
all
exactly.
fucking passing through my brain.
So I was like, part of me is like, is a cigarette? Like, I'm like, what's worse, like a cigarette or a fucking vape? And he's like, oh, a cigarette's definitely worse because like the combustion and all that, the shit they put inside of it. And
Yeah.
it's like, it just feels like it isn't though.
You were like, you asked
No, it
your
is.
your doctor,
Temp-
you asked your doctor what's worth, the cigarette or the vape, and he's like, the vaccine.
No, I'm calling. What's even funnier is I'm on the golf course with my doctor, and I'm like,
Everyone's
these-
unvaxxed
and these are the
around you.
questions. These are the questions that I'm asking him. I'm like, what, I think about it a lot because I see everyone vapes now, and I just find it to be like, I feel like in 10 years you're gonna realize
Everyone zins now. The
Yeah,
vapes
Zins
are
are
actually a
big, bro.
generation back.
Zins
No,
are-
because you don't
have
get
you guys
The
have you
amount
guys
of
popped a
zins I
Zin?
see at work,
no, I don't
Have
do
you
I
that.
popped
have
a
not.
Zin?
No, I don't do that.
It looks pretty uncomfortable to me. I see a lot of people just being like, "Oh, give me one," and then being like, "Ah."
Did you
my
pack
mouth."
dip ever in your life? Like I played baseball and like packing
No,
dip
packed
was like
that's
a really
crazy.
big deal.
I packed dip next to
That's
a guy.
crazy
A guy
talk.
next to me was doing it like on the plane when I was like 22 or something, and I was like, "Oh, what is that?" He's like, "Ah, it's chewing tobacco." Then I was like, "Oh yeah." He's like, "You ever try that?" I'm like, "No." He's like, "Try it." You're like, "Put it." I'm like, "What do you do?"
I would not try
And
that
he
on
goes-
a plane.
He's like, "Yeah, I put it in here." I'm like, "Okay, like that." He's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Cool." And I'm like, "What do you do?" He's like, "Just like suck it." I'm like, "Cool." And I'm like, 5 minutes later, I'm like, I don't like
gonna
it. I
puke.
take it, I like
Yeah.
spit it out. He's like, "You good?" I'm like,
black.
"It's making." I just like feel nauseous.
You're
He's like, "Yeah, it
blackout.
does
Yeah.
that sometimes." And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I mean, I guess I should have known that, but like I didn't. And now like, if I have to
You never
puke,
saw Sandlot,
I'm like,
bro?
yeah, but they were 8. I'm like, if I have to
Yeah.
puke, I'm
You're
gonna
like,
puke
I'm
on this guy.
Yeah.
Guy can't
yeah,
handle
so I-
packing
but
a
Zins-
chew. Eh? It's
Zins, I was
embarrassing.
going to my buddy's wedding in Joshua Tree, and so I was passing the gas station. I go in and I saw a Zin there behind the cash, and I was like, "Oh, can we pack a Zin?" And the guy was like, "The 3s or the 6s?" And I was like, "You know, the usuals. How everyone."
There's 12s and 15s.
I was like,
and
"How
shit,
everyone
too.
likes them." He was like, "The 6s." I was like, "For sure." So give me the 6s.
No.
And I was like, but and he was like, spearmint or regular or something. I was like, you know, the most popular one that all us Zin users love. And he was like, yeah. So he gave me the blue ones. And when I got to my buddy's wedding there, I got there and everyone's like, yeah, what up? I'm like, what up? And I was like, check what I got. I'm like, got zins. And like 5 people were like, hell yeah, dude, let's crack them open. I was like, shut up. What the fuck is this? I only got this because I saw it on Twitter over and over again. What the fuck is it? And they're like, crack it open. I'll show you. They pull out their little pillows for like action figures. I like to do action figure photography, you know? And I popped it in my mouth and fucking hurt.
See how I pictured it? This is what I pictured. I pictured you like Zin or a farming at the wedding, where like you bought the pack of Zins to put in your pocket, like your front pocket, so everyone can see it.
It's a conversation.
Like it's like they can see it as an outline, and you're like, that's right. Like,
and
that's
I
like,
take it out. I pop it up. Like,
you don't even take it out. Like everyone just knows, though, low key. Like low key. Like you're out there.
Like, yeah, I play hockey.
Even worse, I take it out. I'm like, you want one? You want one? Yeah. And they take it, and then I close it and I put it back in my pocket, never taking one for myself the entire weekend. Just giving zins out to people.
I have to shout this one person out.
Meghan Markle?
Oh God, give me a second on that, but I gotta shout someone out.
One of Lynch's pet peeve, just for everyone that needs to know.
Yeah, the royal family, specifically the Sussexes, just drive me nuts. Browdy222 commented on the last video, and I want to let you know my wife's been laughing at me for days, literally days since she saw this. He wrote, Lynch, we need the return of Hitman Lynch from that wedding photo, because I put a wedding photo of me and you in the last episode, Harley.
Yeah.
And it's obviously I'm a different guy. No, I'm just like, I look like a completely different person. You just can't compare.
I listened to audio. I didn't see it.
You would. He says, right now you're looking swollen and angry like a stubbed toe, brother. And my fucking wife has been literally calling me a stubbed toe for 2 days. She has not stopped laughing. She texts me. She sends me little video chats. She's like, what's up, stubbed toe? Like she's telling my daughter I'm a stubbed toe. Like she's been clowning me, dude. Like I just want to let you know. Like,
but you're a good
you
sport.
Let this guy in.
Yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah, I think it's funny.
He put the channel like on it. He put the channel hard on it. That wasn't me that liked that one. That was on Lynch. Yeah,
I respect that.
That is good. But you know, I did push Lynch back in the day. Back then, I did push Lynch all the time. How easy it would be for him to put a barcode on the back of his head and wear a suit for Halloween.
Yeah, I
could have sold it. Yeah, but no, now you'd have to. Yeah, something different now.
I'm fat man now.
Now you're the clown from Spawn.
Oh damn!
He's not there. He's not there yet. He's on his way.
I was once compared to John Leguizamo with Harley on a cruise, man.
Yeah, people used to give him John Leguizamo, or they'd give him Josh Hartnett. It depends how much he was laughing.
Yeah,
it depends how much he's engaging in conversation with them.
Yeah. That was a big cruise.
I could
see
Hartnett.
That was a huge cruise by me and Harley, actually.
We were fucking black chicks in front of our grandfather.
That was crazy. Harley was literally you think it's a joke, but we were on the beach in Cozumel, Mexico.
I know. I remember the story.
And Harley's like
Prima and Ruth.
And like I dabbled, but Harley really went in, and like we're on the beach with our grandfather and our entire family. Everyone's there, and Harley's like, you know, I've done this move back in the day when you're like young and on vacation, like you don't get personal time really. So like going to I've done the same thing where I've gone to the beach and I've gone like 50, like far out, like to a sandbar, let's say, or something, you know, like way out there. And like, you know, you just a little makeout session or whatever. Harley
with each other.
The Harley was
I'm like squeezing big black titties on the beach,
he's
bro.
going in. Our whole family's watching. Everyone's watching him as he does. He's not even that far down. Like he's like literally like a few meters away, and it's like, damn, dude.
I'm like smoking Jamaican weed. I'm like 19. I'm like, this dude, I got these black titties. My family's looking. I'm giving the middle finger. You know. You know that TikTok of that kid that thinks he's so sick?
Yeah. Oh, dude. I think I have a picture of that trip somewhere. I'll find it. I'll try and pull it up.
Oh, my God. Pictures of me on that trip are hurting.
My head is so square. It's crazy.
You do have a very square head.
My head isn't a picture of me.
You're like the Roblox guy.
I got like a block head with my hair. Certain haircuts. Like I'm literally like walking around blockhead. Yeah. But in all truth, though, you bring up Meghan Markle. Did you see her new show?
You're not talking to me with that shit, bro. I know you're talking to me.
Donnie,
I'm out here. I'm playing fucking like I'm not like
I just gotta say, like I suggest everyone at the very least watch a few clips and tell me what you think. Leave a comment if you've seen it, because it's the grift is intense, dude. It's just so bad, and I no one cares, but I guess
you can do that, or you could play the Mecha Break open beta. dudes, and you can let me know about that in the comment section.
Or you can get banned from Reddit. Which,
You're an
Harley,
open
what's
beta.
up with you, bro? I saw you get banned somewhere, man. What's up with that?
Did you see what happened? I actually ended up dominating the entire scene.
I just saw that you got banned from
on
like
Reddit?
a Reddit
Not
from
on Reddit.
group. Yeah, Harley got.
Yeah, I
not,
got banned
not
from
the
you.
whole
I got
Reddit
banned
site.
from r/YouTube drama.
Okay.
And it ended up being.
How did we not open with this? This is what I want to talk about.
Well, yes,
Donnie,
you
Donnie
are
actually
quite the
moderates that
moderator.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, can I ask you something, bro? What's up with our
Yeah.
moderator always flagging every? I have to like approve so many comments every day on our thing. Why did it do that?
I don't actually know. I have the same thing on another fucking page that I mod, and that's but I've been very absentee lately. I don't think I've even spoken to you about this, Harley. I deleted everything. I haven't. I'm what Lynch claims
That's so
to be.
crazy. That's true. Except you are fully gaped in a jock right now.
I am fully gaped in a jock right now. I do have poppers just off screen.
Okay, wait. The subreddit banned me, and I thought it was like a thing.
Have you ever been banned
but
before, or is this your first banning?
They messaged me. I was auto banned because I interact on the H3 Productions subreddit, and anyone that interacts on that subreddit gets auto banned on YouTube drama.
On YouTube drama?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Why?
right. Well, so I said that was crazy, but then they messaged me specifically, and the guy was like, "Yo, we do it because they have brigading," and I was like, "Well, do
Yeah.
you target any other subreddits? Like, I mean, if you're doing it for that side of the drama, I'm like, there's two sides of that drama. Do you do it on the other side?" And I was like, you don't have to tell me. I'm just like, but like,
Just think
this
about
guy, yeah. And I was like, and he was like, well, can you go on your tweet? Because my tweet got a lot of traction saying that I got banned. And he's like, can you say that it was auto? And I was like, yes. And I did go and rectify that because I'm a very chill guy.
You're a bitch.
Exactly.
You're a
Some would
rectifier.
That
say.
wasn't an auto ban,
Some would
by
say.
the way. You got banned for real.
No,
They
it's
were
a
like-
targeted
it'll
auto
say
ban.
it. It'll
no,
say
but it is.
it.
But it is a targeted auto ban. Even though it's an auto ban, it's targeted to a specific person, a person that goes on that subreddit.
But how
It
do they
doesn't do
know?
that-
How do they identify you from the subreddit? How do they know?
They can
Like,
see your activity if you have activity somewhere else. It's public because like your comments are public.
so
like, if you comment
they
on
can
something.
auto ban you based on your comments on other subreddits.
Lots of subreddits
Yes.
do that. Lots of subreddits ban people that comment on other subreddits, and you know what? It tends to be
No
actually
wonder
effective.
These mods, no wonder they get too big for their britches. They're just out
Yeah,
here
but you know
banning
what?
people.
I have to say when I spoke to these guys, I was like, they took down something else of mine, a comment that once I was unbanned, they said this is wild speculation, and that's why it's taken down. And I messaged them. I was like, why is it wild speculation? It's not the fact that I said I was targeted by a ban isn't false. It's an auto ban, but it's targeted to a specific person. And he was like, yeah, but like, we're just trying to do whatever. And I do know modding is a hard job and a thankless position. And I was like, listen,
Thank you
thanks
for saying
anyway.
that.
Yeah, I was like, this guy. This guy's a moderator for
Yeah,
subreddits
literally,
also,
like,
by the
looking
way,
at
guys.
you,
I was like,
it's,
look at this
looking
guy,
at
moderator
you,
the
it's
person,
like,
bro.
yeah,
Get
you're
the fuck
not-
out of here. The only guy who's a fucking moderator without a neck beard right now, he thinks he's on fucking, thinks he's the
Yeah.
sickest guy. From
You didn't
Calm
have
down,
to say it, and you did, and I appreciate that.
So I was like, yes, listen, it's not speculative, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, well, we've been doing a lot of fights. And I was like, well, listen, if you don't like the vibe of the comment, how about you look at the thing that was shared about me and like reread it and see what it says and see how it's represented on the subreddit. And he went and was like, he basically just took it. He locked the post and he was like, I'm locking this post because it misrepresents what Harley said, which it did. So I was like, that was very nice of him to lock the post and to say that. And then on top of it, he went and took it down. The guy who posted the original post, he ended up deleting his post. So I was like, fuck all these motherfuckers, bro. Like I had to go on Twitter and make a stink and all that just because the people that were talking shit were like, they purposefully misinterpreted what I had said. But
That's why you gotta
yeah.
be more drama, dude. Look, get some traction. You gotta start dunking
but
on
it's
people.
not good.
You gotta
not,
start
like,
dunking on
fun.
people.
But like there's a lot of things. Like if I didn't care about the energy
Shout
that I
out to
put out
Froggy
into the
Fresh.
if I didn't care, no, we're on a new Froggy now. By the way,
Yeah,
That's
that
last
guy's.
year's Froggy. You're not caught up on the lore. There's a whole. New
I am.
Froggy.
I'm not at
Froggy.
all. I'm not.
No,
There's a whole new Froggy.
Donnie,
No, I
There's a
believe
whole other Froggy. You'll see
Yeah.
it soon. It's gonna get around to you soon, probably. But like I was thinking about it. If I didn't care about the energy that I put out there, holy shit, I could do a fucking Andrew Tate fresh and fit type grift so easily, bro. If I didn't care about the energy that I would put out there, the type of content I could make for today's 14-year-old boys,
No.
they would be like, pause. Wait, don't even pause.
Don't pause.
Stop.
Yeah, no, fast
Stop.
forward. Fast
Rewind. No, but the type of content you can make for like angry 14-year-old boys that like it's crazy.
Well, I was thinking more. You could really trade in some good, like considering how big time Epic Mealtime was in the YouTube space. Like you really got to like see the inner workings of a lot of these YouTubers. Like you have some takes.
Speaking of like how big Epic Mealtime was, like that guy from Fresh and Fit, his name is Abu, but they changed his name to Myron. I had said to him, I was like, oh, dude, I'd like to have a sit down with you. I'd talk with you, talk about how you're bad for the future of young men. I would love to have that conversation with you. And he was like, yeah, how about you get more views on Epic Mealtime first? And then I was like, well, let me go and look. And I went and looked, and I was like, wait a second, we have way more views than you. Like, I know we've been doing it longer and maybe this month, but like if you're gonna like really target something here, like target something like smarter than that.
Well, that's a classic ad hominem like spin on something where you can't stand what someone is saying, so you go after the person instead of what they said. It's like
he does try and out funny me, that guy on Twitter sometimes. It works badly.
His takes are hilarious, to be honest. So it's really hard to not laugh.
Yeah. His takes are the most laughable. Actually,
isn't this the guy that was like a human trafficking investigator that's now like a manosphere
He worked for
YouTuber?
the United States
Department of Homeland Security. No,
correct. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. I've heard of
I
him.
spoke to everyone at that office. They said he was so ugly.
Yeah,
he was sagly.
He was sagly. They told me he's just a chap.
So
I got I got some copper drops for you guys here.
I'm a
there was a big Taco Bell Live Moss event that went down where they announced all their new products.
Well, you got married again?
No. I did a poll for that, and Subway came last. Surprise, surprise. Subway
did a
was
poll?
last place.
Pause.
This
Wendy's
guy did
was
a poll,
first.
bro.
Wendy's was first.
Okay, first of all,
Yeah, you know what? I
fucking
cheated though because I
sick,
voted
bro.
Wendy's on that today.
This looks sick. Yeah, I know.
I
Right? This
I
product
voted
is-
on Wendy's and I saw that it was in the lead and I was like, no fucking way. How is everyone thinking the same thing?
They're just thinking they're getting a better quality burger ultimately from the whole exchange.
I'm thinking
And
like
to me, like when
I'm thinking
people are
like there's
sleeping
gonna
on,
be a cute redhead present.
it should be really like Sonic might be the vibe. You're like outdoors at
Boom.
stations and stuff. Maybe White Spot.
Sonic boom. Sonic
Boom, boom.
Sonic boom.
Yoga lunch.
So this is really sick. Taco Bell is unveiling the Queso Crisp from Taco Bell, which is a taco shell made entirely of crispy cheese. This is an instant drop for your boy over here.
Right now?
Absolutely.
Instant cough
Like,
for me.
dude, if they actually, I've been so good on my diet and eating and everything that if this were there now, if this were at Taco Bell now, I would get in my car and I would go have that tonight. That's how fucking sound I am right now, bro.
Yeah.
That's how fucking sound I am. I'm looking at this thing. I'm straight up fucking horny for this taco right here. This fucking Queso Crisp taco. Bro, you know me. I'm the sauce boss. I'll be a pervert when it comes to fast food.
Yeah.
Look at that sick jacket in the back, bro. I'll cop that jacket that guy's wearing. He's wearing like a purple, black, and white Letterman Taco Bell jacket. That shit's layups.
They didn't even invite the #1 food news podcast to come out there, but
Those kids?
the queso crisp taco, cop. Instant cop. No doubt. That's a no doubter.
Yeah.
Even with
what
like
what about the rolled poblano burrito?
yeah, I fuck with that too, dude. Why is Flamin'
I'm not
Hot
even
still
asking
out
you
here?
anything, bro. You like all this shit. But
Yeah,
Flaming Hot has a place at Taco Bell for me. I don't want it anywhere else, but at Taco Bell, I don't care if it's Flaming Hot.
Yeah.
They're just saying spicy.
It's just a little jar of
Just
dust anyways.
It's marketing, straight marketing, bro. That's it. Yeah.
Bite-sized taco salad, Mexican pizza, empanadas, pumpkin spice empanadas, tempura, fajita, veggies, cantina
They're doing too
tacos with a
much.
salted rim taco shell. You're not doing enough though. You
Yeah.
specifically,
No.
you don't do enough, bro.
That might be right, but I do think
Dude,
Taco Bell would
I've
excel
never- you know
if
what
they
I-
made like 6 items and just made them better.
No, bro, that's Del Taco. No, it's not. Del Taco has burgers.
How about this salted caramel and toffee cream empanada bite? That sounds.
You know-
See, that's
how you
exactly
go-
the type of shit they need to drop.
No, see, this is why Donnie has to take a backseat for a second. You know, at Dairy Queen, how you can get a small, medium, or large.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Well, you could ask for a tiny.
Yeah, that's what I did.
I want you to stop for a second, Donnie. I'm explaining this right now, not you. Okay? He got the secret menu smaller version and shared it with his lady. I'm fucking. I don't think I've ever like. Sometimes I'll get mad at that. I'll be like trying on a sweater somewhere, and I'm like, what a fucking loser.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, but you're really
I'm
talking
at
to
a
yourself.
museum. I'm at a museum in Barcelona, and I'm like, fuck him.
Yeah. You see his stupid fucking face as he orders the off menu tiny thing. They paid 50 cents
it's called
less.
snack size, is what
Yeah,
I
it's
like
called.
meet new people and be like talking and trying to like just find a grounds to talk on. They're like, oh, I love snacking so much. I'm like, yeah, me too. You want to know what one of my friends did? He fucking got the little fucking and he shared it with his girlfriend. Dude,
Yeah.
don't you want to kill him?
Yeah, I want to.
I actually, Lynch, I was thinking about you this week. I was working with this dude that I'd
This
never
tweak?
worked with.
Sound like me now. I was thinking about Lynch this tweak.
This weekend.
Did I say this tweak?
Yeah, you did.
I was
Yeah.
thinking about Lynch this
Yeah.
tweak.
The scary
I was
part
thinking
is
about you last
even,
week.
I didn't even catch that, so that's the scary part.
If you were tweaking.
I was doing one
Soaking
of those McDonald's runs that people think I'm cheating on my girlfriend doing.
They don't think they know, but
Yeah, but I
We,
was with a dude this time.
Hey,
And,
yo,
Sure.
hold on.
you
Whoop.
would, dude. That's
Oh,
and
for
he
sure.
was like, he's like, I'm gonna get a coffee and a McDouble, and I was like, a McDouble. He's like, yeah, I just want a little snack.
Dude, I gotta pause on this whole conversation after every sentence. Lynch has officially made me homophobic.
No, you're just like a rapper from
This
New
is-
York now.
Yeah,
So that's
it's
what
like,
you've become. You've literally you're like a rapper from New York from the 1990s.
You're
Yeah,
like,
you gotta
man,
say you're
you're like
52-year-old.
Yeah,
Mans
you're
was
like
with
in
a
your-
man.
You're in your 50s.
Mans was with a man.
Yo, man's with a man still.
boss.
Yeah, and I was
Was
just
with a
like, oh,
man.
bro, you're like snacking on burgers. It's burger snack.
A burger is a snack.
So I
stand
got
by
one
this take.
too. I got
Yeah.
one too
And
because
did
I
it
was
feel
like,
like a
I'll
meal or did
snack
it feel
with
like
you.
a snack, Donnie?
I kind of regretted it because I took my lunch break not far enough after that, and I was like, this is not hitting the same. Couple days later, we're back in the car, and he was like, "Yo, let's go get a coffee." And I'm like, "Cool."
You're in
So-
back of the car. Yo, man is with a man back of the car.
back seat in a car. So we go to McDonald's, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get a coffee and a McDouble." And I was like, "Okay." He's like, "You getting anything?" I was like, "No, I'm good."
Those don't go well together, by the way. I've been there before.
That's the problem. Is that
They
it's
literally
gonna-
erase each other so
But
hard.
it sounds like this guy's working a lot, so he needs to eat, but also be caffeinated. You might
Yeah,
as
so
well get-
exactly. It's like we're finishing late. So he's like, "Come on, get one." And I'm like, "Nah, like I got one the other way. That's like I got one the other day. That's enough for like fucking 90
It's a
days
new
for
day,
me."
by the way. I hate to break it to you. The new
Yeah,
I would
no.
literally go home. I would go home and like tell my wife how weird this fucking guy is at work.
That for
I'd
not
be like,
getting
yeah,
one.
he had a McDouble. He said, I got a McDouble already this week. You believe this guy? He's probably a fucking psycho, right?
I mean,
He's
I
probably
can't-
doing
I
some-
can't
he's
argue the
probably
point that I'm
secret.
not right now.
What does he know about the Bliss point? This guy, he's clearly fucking up. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, but
you know?
it's like he tried to guilt trip me for not getting a McDouble.
It's almost like it's like, you know what it is.
Doesn't know
It's
you
kind
that
of like
well yet, eh?
it's like
He-
I don't
yeah,
drink
not at
really.
all.
I don't drink like at all really. And
Yeah.
people think I'm an alcoholic. Like I always, like,
I
it's
know.
the weirdest thing.
When
I
you
walk
say
into
I don't
social
drink,
situations.
they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that." You're like,
yeah, like
"No,
I say I
just
don't drink, and they're
want
like,
one."
"Come on, man!" Like, there's nothing worse than people who want you to drink. I feel like
Yeah.
that's like the worst scenario to be in. This guy's doing the food version of that, which I don't do that version. I'm never like, "Oh, you got to eat." I'm like, "Oh, more for me." Actually, sorry, I'm in my own world, you know. But alcohol specifically, it gets people going crazy. It's like imagine you're blazing and you're like, "Oh, come on, dude." Smoke this fucking 5 gram.
I
bat
know.
right
I do
now.
find
What's your
alcohol
problem?
to be the drug, like the only drug with an ego attached to it.
Huge. Yeah, people get really upset when you're not drinking. with
Yeah,
them.
and
It's
also
like-
it's like I drank more. It's like okay, it's
I'm gonna start carrying around 1 gram like joints with me, like not even blaze. I'll like just spark it. Not even blaze. I don't blaze at all. I'll be like, I'll spark it and be like, oh, dude, come on. Yeah, I'll have a sip of alcohol. You want this 1 gram bad right now and make them smoke it to their
take
head?
one big hit of this 32% infused blunt.
And it's so silly because
Hey, how you
you're
feel?
like, cool. Now that you're babysitting this person who thinks you look and sound and act weird because they're too stoned, and you're out in public. I think like one that I enjoyed was I like to follow like 20,
You like to follow?
people.
We know, dude, for sure.
I follow 20,000 people. I follow 20,000 people on Twitter. Because a follow doesn't mean that I support them or anything. I just want to see what people are saying. And some of them are like those fucking silly ass dudes.
You're just asking questions, that's all.
And yeah. You know,
You're
those
just
silly ass
doing the
dudes.
research. You're just
watching.
doing your own research. That's all. You're just doing your own
I'm
research.
definitely pocket watching.
My favorite.
I don't need the questions. I do. Yeah, but like I follow like those guys that are like just like the type of dude who's like, here's my day, and he wakes up at 4 a.m. and puts his face in cold water at 4:10 a.m.
Yeah,
and then
he
rubs
eats,
a
like,
banana
raw
peel
elk.
on his face.
Yeah.
and then he goes to the gym and he does all this dumb, and then he reads for 30 minutes.
I've been saying
and then
a
like
lot of
those.
those.
Oh, dude, I have like one that's like a fucking masterpiece. Like
He's
it's
like, I
literally
do
a
a
masterpiece.
mint leaf enema.
It's terrible. I
Just
thought
me.
it was like a. But wait, then this one of these guys tweeted this, and I thought it was so funny, and he was dead serious. He was like, "I don't trust someone who doesn't drink or can't hold their liquor. I won't conduct business with them. Mainly, it shows that they either had a problem with alcohol and can't control themselves. They're inherently stupid or violent. They don't trust themselves to drink or believe they do not deserve small pleasures." He's like, "I do not conduct business with these types." And it's like, could you imagine you went to go do business with a guy, and he's like, "You want to drink?" And you're like, "No." And in his head, he's like, "Huh. Just failed my most important test of us conducting business." You were just like, no, I just want to like, I personally don't like to drink when I eat because I don't like the taste. Like I like the taste of my food much better than my alcohol, and I don't like to be drunk and full at the same time. You know?
Right.
Yeah, I think it's just the most socially acceptable thing to do, and people really take it personally. And that TikTok you just described sounds amazing. By the way, I love like cringe blue collar or like cringe let me get ready, like guys that are like it's the funniest shit I've seen out there. I really like if I come across one of those, like I have to watch. I have to share it with Harley too.
First responder cringe is really good too. Firemen,
There's so much.
there's this subreddit
God.
called "Look, I'm a Fireman."
Yeah,
and it's so fucking funny. The TikToks that police make in their car.
They're like lost another one today, and they're like crying on their car, and it's like, dude, you just filmed this.
Yeah, exactly. Or
I
they
always
do like
think
some
about
crazy opinion
thirst
piece and
trap.
then post it and get fired. I'm like, you fucking idiot.
well, there's that one cop that
Wait,
was
I have to show you guys
doing
this one.
doing
'cause
OF
It's on a
in his
private-
uniform, which is hilarious.
This one's in a private. Sorry, he was saying he was doing OF in his uniform. This guy's. I have to share this one with you guys because it's on a private channel, but you have to see it because it's just so ugly.
I've seen this guy before. This guy just sprinting. He likes to sprint. This guy.
I don't know, but look at the time. I hate the times. It's like, bro, you set up a fucking tripod, bro.
You think he's a lifetime natural?
Could be.
He is so big time roided out. Look at him at his table.
Well, you know,
Look at this, the journaling and then drinking the water again.
With
I know
no
this guy
shirt for
just-
some reason.
This guy does sprinting stuff too. Like I know exactly this guy. I've been being
The
served
face
this
in
guy's
the cold
content.
water bowl is so funny because it's like, don't you have like a fucking tub?
Well, that nose thing too is also a big aesthetic move when you're trying to like show that you're really about that fucking optimized
Air?
life. If you're all about
When
that
you're all about
optimized
like,
life,
maximizing your air intake.
You're like, I maximize
What do
my
you have,
oxygen
PC?
intake the way Neolithic
told you
man
this guy
did.
likes to sprint. He's sprinting. Dude.
He's
I know
like
this,
gaming PC.
this guy's sick. Is this your boy?
Worst
This guy?
dive. The
Yeah.
worst dive. After all that, the worst dive. Did you see the dive?
Yeah,
I
it was a
did see
little.
Do you know how
that,
much
yeah.
He was a little
Do you know what-
shrimpy.
his legs were spread?
Has he
and
worked
bent.
yet today? Is there any working that's happened? Oh,
It's already 8:30 a.m.
Oh,
bro.
shit.
Look, the banana peel. The banana peel. And then like the back of the face of back of
Sometimes
the
the-
bowl of water.
This guy's killing it. And he's back on. Dude, now he's working. Who made his food? What's going on there?
Being delivered with gloves.
He's like Meghan Markle. Listen, Meghan Markle says you can't make ice cubes with tap water. You got to use still water, dude. if you want it to look good. It gets a little too cloudy. Sorry.
Not
Just had to
wrong.
tell you that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but listen, everyone, this is the Binge Eater Podcast, RIP. Double Dusted Discussion. Leave us a comment. Head to the subreddit. It is bumping over there. Donnie fucked up the moderating there somehow. Look at this guy. Obviously moderates too hard.
I'll
Does not scale back to
fix
moderate.
it.
And we got Big Desk Lynch holding his down on the big desk. That's
Make
it.
sure
You'll
you
never
rate
not
and
be able.
review.
You'll
Rate
never
and
not
review,
be.
guys.
Yeah, you'll never not be Big Lynch. So once you once you get fit and bring out that 6-pack, you just be Big Desk
Dude, I
Lynch.
can't wait to be behind a desk with a bowl of cold water, a banana peel, no shirt on, spitting the hottest takes you've ever heard in your entire life, and then doing sprints in between takes. I can't even wait. I am so excited to do that. It's going to be the best podcast ever.
Yeah.
No, you
People
know,
are- people
some
are
might
saying-
say, some might say, no one's ever done it as good as that before or even after.
Yeah.
For being serious.
Nobody knew that rubbing a banana peel on your face would help.
No one knew that.
No.
No one.
Yeah,
No one knew
rub it
that.
all over your body, bro. Rub it all over your body. Why you put with
Pause.
someone just the face,
Pause.
bro? Rub that
Pause.
banana.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Anyways, guys, take care.
Okay.
Peace.
Bye.